So now the last thing that leaves for us to do is this forward handle grip here. And looking in 3/4 at the upper portion of the handle here, I actually, just for the sake of making it look a little bit more interesting from this angle, I think I want to make a couple more marks on here. I'm going to turn on transparency. Isolate just this piece. There we go. Under the stroke menu, I'll turn on lazy mouse, backtrack, line. Let's just etch some lines here. So here you can see I've gone in and just added a couple bits of detail just using the clay tubes brush with alpha 18, or excuse me, alpha 50, it's alpha 56, alpha 28, excuse me, alpha 28, using the lazy mouse with backtrack. So I just created these two lines here, these lines here, and then from the side just created this line here, and then this line here. So the hope is just that we'll be able to actually add a little bit more visual interest to the top of this handle, because once you turned it into 3/4 view, it just didn't look quite as cool. There just wasn't anything going on from the side. So turning on the rest of the elements here, we might choose to do something similar to some of the other parts here. For example, the back of the magazine, I might turn on transparency mode, make sure that I select the main portion of the model here, and perhaps just drag another line right down that way. It creates just a little bit of greeble detail, a little bit of interesting form. It doesn't have to mean anything, it just adds a little bit of interest there. Now up here, we need to actually go in and put the points of attachment on for the site. So I'm going to come over here and turn off the colorize. I'm going to turn it back on just long enough to get a fix on where these screw holes need to be. There we go. Get nice little screw holes in there now. We can turn off colorize. And probably the best way to do this is to just grab one of the screws that we've already created. I'll come down here to the bolts section. Oops. Go to my selection marquee. We'll duplicate this. Go to the geometry menu, delete hidden. Now I'll come back up here and I'll turn on the sight. And I'll just use transpose to shift this over. And we'll need to scale it down as well. I'll move this other one out. Just like that. Turn on transparency. Looks like I accidentally masked that. There we go. Now I will duplicate these and I'll just shift them right forward. There we go. We have our points of attachment now for the view the site. There we go. Now the only thing that's left to do is the forward grip on the gun. So I'm going to go ahead and save our work. Actually, I've hidden part of my pieces here. I'm going to go back to my bolts, make sure that I reveal all those bolts again because they were hidden before. So let's save our work. File, save as. And actually, before I save everything, I'm going to make sure that I just clear out the tool menu. There's too many things hanging out in here now, so I'm going to click R, and that'll reset the tool menu, so my file won't be nearly as big. Save as gun 36.